Morning, everyone. I'm here with Matt again. We are here to record another game, but before we did that, the last battle report we did with Matt's Astra Militarum, a lot of people were really excited and interested to see his guard, which had been painted up in this gorgeous red Blood Pact inspired theme. And a lot of people asked to see it in a bit more detail. So just before we get to recording the game that we're going to do today, we thought we would just do a quick video going through this in a bit more depth and getting some close-ups of it, and Matt can go through exactly what he's used in terms of the third-party stuff and plans for the future. So this is just on the face of it his initial army, 1,500 points on the nose, pretty much.
I think it was 1490.
1490. Yep. And you will have seen this if you watched the last battle reports we've done, because it made an appearance then.
Yeah, it didn't do very well.
But we just did a bit of a quick overview when we went through the army. So let's go through it in a bit more depth. And shall we start with the HQs? And
Sure, yeah, no worries. So Castellan at the front there that I believe you're zoomed in on now.
Yep.
It's just the Cadian Castellan body with a third-party head from Anvil Industries, because obviously the Blood Pact wear iron grotesques on their faces.
Yep.
So it made sense to get some of them. So all of the heads that are third party are from Anvil Industries, I believe, as part of their regiment's kit. So some of them have the sort of creepy, demony, grotesque bits, and some of them just have like skull faces.
Yeah.
Sort of themed, sort of idea is the elite and leadership group have like the proper grotesques, and then everybody else has like the skull facey things.
Yes.
Just because I ran out of the grotesques when I was going through it.
Makes sense. So we do have the command
squad. Yeah, that's kit bashed a little bit from the officer is the Minka-esque model with a couple of different arms from various places. She was one of the Black Library limited edition jobs.
Yeah.
Very
cool.
Then there's a combination of blooded, kill team, Krieg, Cadian kits all over the place.
Where's the banner from?
The banner is from, it's either the Ogroid Therodons or the Chosen. I can't remember.
Oh,
which.
from AOS.
From AOS, yeah.
Nice.
Just because it seemed like a decent banner, and the only other ones I was aware of were like full-on Cadian ones. So I figured I'd just do a little big Chaos icon.
I suppose speaking of Ogroid Therodons and that kind of thing, we may as well go to the other companion to your command squad.
Yes, so we've got an Ogren bodyguard.
Yeah, this guy looks amazing.
Thank you very much.
It's obviously a lot of kit bashing on him.
Not a huge amount, to be honest. So the main body and arms actually are from the Necromunda hired gun ferryman dude.
Okay.
Can't remember what his name is off the top of my head. And then the shield, the spiky bit, and the axe head are all from the Ogroid Therodon's kit.
Oh, okay, so it's just using that a lot.
Yeah, and then the little icony bits on the front are from, I believe, the Chosen, but again, might be the Ogroid Therodons, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I bought the Age of Sigmar release box for the Slaves to Darkness when they came out donkeys years ago and didn't do anything with them.
Fair.
So I just figured I'd use all the bits.
Yeah, why not? And then obviously you've got
that.
Your troops.
Yeah, so we've got a big blob of 20 Cadians.
I like this squad.
Yeah, so do I. They can easily split into two if I wanted to. I'm just going to move that card away. So there's a couple of different special weapons, and then I've got a few spares kicking around with different special weapons as well. So again, they are blooded, kill team, Cadian, and probably a few deathcore bits and bobs just to change some of the arm poses and stuff.
And obviously meant to be the Blood Pact, all in red with their
absolutely
lovely scheme, which works incredibly well for a sort of chaotic-y guard
I
army.
so.
Yeah.
Obviously the only rules you've got are for the normal Astra Militarum, but
for now, maybe one day, maybe one day, which would be cool.
And then we've got two squads of Catachans.
Yes, so these are very cool looking because they are
very much.
Not your typical Catachans.
No, I originally built them to be just infantry squads. So before the Codex came out and you could still have generic infantry squads, I wanted to use the Ashwaste Nomads bodies from Necromunda. So I actually built a load of like plasma guns and grenade launchers and things for them, and then found out that squad was going away, so it could only be Catachans, so I had to rapidly kit bash some flamer dudes to allow me to use them as Catachans. So there's bits and bobs from all sorts of places in there, really. There's some Cawdor arms, there's some Escher flamers, the generic Ashwaste Nomads kit. There's probably some Krieg arms and bits and bobs in there as well.
Nice.
And then just some Vox casters from various guard squads.
What's the cool chain glaive kind of
That's
thing?
Ashwaste Nomads.
Oh, is that an Ashwaste Nomads?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Just counts as a close combat weapon.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Catachans are a bit rubbish.
Yes.
So, yeah. 3 Catachan missile launchers.
Yep. So also some awesomely converted heavy weapons teams.
Thank you very much. So again, we've got some Cadian arms. That's just Cadian heavy weapon missile launcher.
Yep.
The cool little sort of RPG kind of dart throwery things.
And the red banner to kind of symbolise the Blood Pact.
Yeah,
I guess,
a little bit. So I've tried to include a little bit of red on
yeah.
some of the Catachans and stuff just to include them a bit.
No, it works really well.
Yeah. Quite happy
That's
with
the
it.
heavy weapon squad. Should we move over to the
Kasrkin?
Yep. So
Yeah.
also got 2 units of Kasrkin.
2 squads of 10. Again, variety of different special weapons. I've got a couple of spares with melter guns and stuff like that as well. And the grotesques on the majority of them. I've also included a couple of bear heads from Escher kits, I think, mostly.
Yeah.
So this one, for example, has got all the little metal-y bits attached to her face.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Can't remember where that sword came from, but I think it's a Necromunda kit of some description.
Yeah.
Or it might be Corvus Cabal, maybe, for Warcry.
Oh, possibly.
Something along those lines, anyway.
Either way, looking very cool.
Yeah, and I've just tried to add a few bits and bobs just to make them look a little bit different. There are some standard Kasrkin heads, but again, that's because I mostly ran out of the other ones. But they seem to work and they fit in reasonably
Yeah, no,
well.
they do fit in very well. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, especially the kind of sergeant guy with his...
Yeah,
We get it
Plasma
over
Pistol
there.
Power Sword.
Yep.
Yep. And then that's
and then-
the what is it? The Warhammer subscription membership model.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, just
So
for
from-
the weapon swap for the blooded
Yeah.
power axe
That's very
and
nice.
head swap, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah.
Very angry.
Yes,
And
very
then
much so.
some
And then heavy weapon
heavy
team
weapons
water
team.
cannons. Again, not particularly good in game. They're all right, but I
But
kind of like the way they look.
Also worth mentioning here, the bases,
Yeah,
which
probably
are
shouldn't focus too much on them.
hefty as heck. They are stunning bases.
Yeah, it's resin bases across the board.
Yeah, they
which,
really add to the army.
Yeah, in
and
hindsight,
also-
bank balance wise, probably wasn't
Yeah,
the best idea.
also add to the cost of the army. Yes.
Very much so. But I think they look quite good, and
Yes.
I just quite like the way they sort of tie into the models in that they've sort of set up the tripods wherever they could and all that sort of thing.
Yes, yeah, indeed.
Which is quite
I really like them.
Yep, we've got 2 chimeras,
Yep. So,
troop transports.
what's the red you use? Just out of curiosity, because it's a stunning red.
Thank you. So it's black undercoat on
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
Then I stippled on a dark brown.
Yep.
It wasn't Rhinox because I didn't have any. It was something else that I found in
Okay.
my paint pile. Then it's corn red stippled over it, followed by Mephiston red,
Okay.
and then a Caribou crimson wash.
Ah,
Over the
nice.
top.
Good old Caribou Crimson.
Exactly. And it kind of matches with the flesh tearers that's on the uniforms.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
fits
no, I was
in
going to say,
reasonably well.
it does fit in very well, I think.
Yeah. And I can't remember where I got most of the stowage from. It was an eBay maybe thing. It's all Second World War,
Yeah.
Sherman tank stowage kits and stuff.
Yeah, it does add a lot to the models.
And I
just
think it
having
makes
them.
sense, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It makes them look just a little more
Lived
interesting,
in.
like they're actually in a war.
Yeah. Obviously, I've still got to put transfers and all of that sort of thing on all the vehicles and stuff, but
Yeah,
it's where we
pretty
are
much.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously the
tank-wise,
3
yeah.
tanks, which
So at the moment, we've got the 3 tanks sorted out. The guy in the middle with the little dude in the top is proxy, always standing in as my tank commander.
Yep.
These are all just the Solar Auxilia Lehman Russes,
Yep.
technically from Heresy.
Yes.
But they're just Lehman Russes, so it doesn't really matter too much.
no, cool
The
little,
sponsons on the Demolisher in the middle,
oh yeah,
again, I found on eBay. I didn't like the big sticky outy ones,
no,
so I thought I'd get some different ones, and they seem to
yeah.
work
I
reasonably
think,
well.
I think they look better, to be honest.
I'll
I'll be
I like
honest with
them.
you.
So yeah, and everything else on them, apart from the odd bit of stowage on the Vanquishers,
It's just
again, it's the same stuff as on the Chimeras, but everything else is stock from the Solar Ox kits.
nice. Is the hunter killer missiles from the kit?
Yep.
Oh, they look kind of cool.
Yeah, they're just a little bit different.
Yeah.
I quite like the way they are.
Yeah. So that is 1,500 points of Matt's Astra Militarum for now. I'm sure in the comments, if you ask nicely, he may be able to give you some hints and tips about what he did in terms of the paint scheme for them.
I can tell you right now if you'd like.
Yeah?
Yeah. So black spray, then a Gracia Zenithal over the top. The red is just Flesh Tearers.
Yep.
The armour is 2 coats of Rattling Grime.
Okay.
The Grotesques, which I need to finish off and make them actually metal, is 1 coat of Rattling Grime, so you still see a little bit of the Zenithal through it.
Yeah.
And then that's it, really. The skin's just Gilliman, I think.
Yeah.
And then we've got some Snake by Leather randomly, some Garagax Sewer, which I think is what I've used for like the little putty bits around the feet.
Oh, okay.
Just for a little bit of difference in colour. But basically it's all contrast.
Yeah, no, very
which has come out quite
straightforward and
nicely.
simple, but it just looks really,
and then
really
the
good.
greens on the Catachans is a variety of different greens. There's some Militarum greens, some other contrast greens as well. And again, a bit snakebite leather and some skeleton horde and all that sort of thing for the bits and bobs.
Yeah. So there it is. That's 1,500 points of the Astra Militarum for now. Looking really good. Hopefully that gave you a bit of a better shot of some of the models. I know some of you were asking for it. If you want any sort of like closer pictures, I will take a few. I can put them up on the channel as well for you to have a look at. But they look fantastic. They really do. I love playing against them.
Thank you very much.
But before we end the video, do you want to just have a quick look at what you've still got?
So plans for the future.
Yeah, plans for the future.
We'll pan over.
So, as you can see, there is a lot of unpainted stuff, but not that I can't say anything about that because most of my 26 years of Warhammer is unpainted stuff. But
so there's a few things where I just need to finish off the base or just include it in the points. So we've got this 20 strong Krieg squad.
Yeah.
They're all done by the bases.
Yeah.
A couple of squads of engineers and Tauroxes. Another Demolisher, a Rogue with Dawn, which I'm going to use as a tank commander.
Yep.
We've got an Ash Waste Nomad character from Necromunda. I can't remember what her name is, but she's going to be a what are they called? The Psyker? Primaris Psyker, probably.
That fits really well for like a corny Blood Pact-y style. I mean, yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so she's going to be one of them. There's a couple of different other officers and characters and commissars and bits and bobs. There's another Psyker that I've just converted up a little bit. That's instead of having the eye thing on the end of the staff, that's just the back banner from one of the Ashwaste Nomads with a load of random little bits.
Nice. A gas mask.
Yeah, and that's an Escher head.
Nice.
From Necromunda. Calidus Assassin.
Oh, yes.
Which is the Infernus Abomination, I want to say, from Heresy. It sort of works for me.
That's a perfectly chaosy. To be honest, I mean, I know you're going to use it as a Calidus. You could also use it as an Eversar.
Could do, yeah.
You know, if you wanted.
Depends on what I feel like using it.
But that's going to look awesome.
Tempest's Aquilons and some Scions. Just used one of the old little automata roboty dudes from one of the old Magos Mechanicum kits as the auto turret gun thing.
Yep. Very cool.
Just a little bit different.
Yep.
And a load more heavy weapon teams.
More heavy weapons from
there's another squad of Krieg Flamers kicking around as well somewhere in a box.
Krieg Flamers are not pleasant.
No.
I've played against them before and they are not pleasant.
Yes. Obviously a couple of Valkyries at the back.
And then the Valkyries at the back.
Yep. I've got a Vulture gunship as well that I need to build. So it's one of them. I've got a Thunderbolt in a box, but that's a legend and it's not very good.
It's cool, though.
It's very cool.
It's very cool.
I've got 8 Sentinel proxies in a box.
So a few Sentinels to come as well.
Need to do something with them as well, and obviously the bad.
And then of course the
Bane sword / Shadow sword. So
the Bane sword. So is this the Bane sword?
That's the Bane sword, and then with the little bit on the end, that becomes the Shadow sword.
Right. Okay. So that is a huge bit of either option's very good anti-tank.
Yes.
It's just that the Shadow sword is
very
anti-tank, and the Bane sword is
a little bit more all-rounder.
Yeah. But very, very good. I can't wait to see that painted up in that Blood Pact red style scheme. it's going to be so good. To be honest, the Rogal Dawn as well is going to look awesome.
And the
in that
Valkyries.
scheme.
I'm looking
And the
forward to
Valkyries.
doing the Valkyries. At the same time as not looking forward to doing the Valkyries.
Yeah. So there is still plenty more to come. We don't know how much this will be like in terms of points otherwise, but it will be a lot. Like we can easily,
I mean, the Shadow Sword's 440, I think.
Yeah, that alone gets Matt up to like about a 2,000 point list with what he's already painted. So this here is easily going to be an extra 1,000. So
well,
if not more,
I worked out the 8 Sentinels that I've got. Once I build and paint them, they are 500 points exactly.
So 2,000. Yeah, so
that would bump me up.
This will easily, I think, get Matt to sort of that 4,000 point mark. I would have thought something like that. Very rough.
And then we've got another, I want to say, Chosen banner on the Krieg Command Squad.
Oh yes, another banner here. So
just to add another little bit of extra chaosiness.
So it's just a very, very cool army, I have to say.
Thanks.
I'm a big fan of it. I love the fact that kind of you've gone for that sort of chaosy themed and actually done a good bit of like chopping and changing on stuff to actually make a lot of it look chaosy.
Yeah, and I think even just adding in like little choppers and axes,
it does just make a difference.
And just makes them a little bit different.
So yeah, anyone that has has maybe read the Gaunt's Ghosts books or knows anything about Chaos Astra Militarum or Chaos Forces, drop a comment, let us know what you think of them. Any other suggestions for what Matt could get to make it even more chaosy?
Bear in mind I have a variety of other armies on the go at the moment.
Yes,
as well,
there is lots to be going on. But let us know what you think. Hope you enjoyed that.
Speaking of what I can actually do.
I was about to say this as well, because there is...
I've got my Chaos Knights as well.
Which
so
also
they match reasonably well, I think.
I think if you were to add in some allies just to... I mean, to be honest, the Chaos Knights, the red matches really, really well. And obviously they're nice and chaosy. But certainly like the kind of kit bashing you've done on these as well for like the shield and the axe.
Yeah, so that's all from all the extra bits, the head, the axe, the shield, I think that arm as well, are from Tarot Model Maker.
Yeah.
And there's a load of other bits and bobs scattered around.
The big knight, a couple of small knights as well as... Have you still got a couple of big knights
built and painted? I've got a big plasma laser tyrant dude and an abominant. Yeah,
so Matt's got quite a lot that he could or will one day eventually end up with. But
and then just to tie in even more, the next project.
Oh, and yes, because Matt has gone fully chaos now.
I've gone 100% corn.
He's also got a couple of World Eater models.
Yeah, so I've got about 1,000 points of World Eaters that I'm working on as well.
Maybe one day in a long few years' time, we'll see a big battle where there's the Astra Militarum, some Chaos Knights, and some World Eaters against my Dark Angels or something.
Need a bigger table.
Yeah, we might need a bigger table for that. But hope you enjoyed that. It's a cool army. I love seeing it. I can't wait to see it progress. I will try and keep you guys up to date as Matt paints more of it. Certainly when the Bane sword gets painted up, I'll be taking lots of pictures of that. But let us know any thoughts or singing Matt's praises down in the comments, because I think he does deserve it.
Not too much though.
But thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed that. We will catch you very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.